Hello and welcome to another video. We're going to be talking about the upcoming fight between Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul. We're going to be going over, I guess, kind of stats, and we're going to be going over my predictions and what's going to happen. So Tyron Woodley is a MMA fighter and Jake Paul is a boxing fighter. There's going to be a boxing event, and it'll be I think it'll be one of the best fights, if not the best fight Jake Paul has ever had. I think Tyron could destroy any of Jake Paul's opponents any time of the day, And, Tyron is a, what's it called? Welterweight. He's a welterweight. He's the MMA welterweight champ of the world. And Jake Paul is just a really good boxer. I wouldn't say he's like the best boxer, but between all of his fights so far, he has won every single one of them. But I don't think they're as good of opponents as Tyron Woodley. And so for this boxing event, he's training with Floyd Mayweather, because obviously Floyd Mayweather is a boxer, and I don't know how long away the fight is, but it'll be very interesting to watch. And then Jake Paul is training with BJ Floors. I think he's a champion boxer of some sort. And, Jake has fought in so many fights. He's been doing this for like a lot of months now, And, even, a year now. A year and a half even, he's been putting in a lot of work, a lot of training. And, you can't just do everything and expect you to win. You have to focus on certain things from your past fight and see what you have to do to improve. And then that also includes what type of opponent you're with. Are they super strong? Are they really fast? Are they, is their cardio great? There's a lot of things going into each fight, and he's been able to adapt to every situation, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens, because he's been able to adapt to a lot of fighters. And I don't know, I'm not trying to give him I'm not giving him a bunch of, pats on the back, but he's just a pretty good fighter, but I don't think he's like Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? He's not at that level yet, but he's decent. He's a decent boxer. And, Tyron, I don't think he's ever boxed before. He has a similar stance when he fights in MMA, but it's not the same. It really isn't the same. You have to have your feet planted on the ground, and you're wearing thicker gloves, and there's a different techniques and different ways of fighting and how you fight. And it's very interesting to see MMA fighters go into boxing, and it will be very cool to see a champion MMA fighter go into boxing against Jake Paul, who has respect in the sport, a little bit of respect, because he's been able to win every single fight he's in. He's getting better as he goes on, and just got to keep working on what you got to work on. I mean, if you're not strong enough, work on your strength. If you're not agile enough, work on your agility. There's a bunch of different factors, and it'll be very interesting to see. And I think there's a pretty high chance of all the rounds. They're going to last all the rounds. And a TKO is definitely in the play there. And a knockout is also obviously in the play. You don't know what's going to happen. And, MMA and boxing, you got a very, very talented MMA fighter. And you have a boxer who is, pretty good at what he does, but not the best. He's not up there with the greats, I guess. He's definitely not up there yet, but I think Tyron is going to be a very, very hard competitor for Jake, and I don't know how Jake's going to react to it. They're going to have to figure out each other in the fights. I know they're looking at each other's highlights and plays and whatnot, and it'll be very cool to watch. And Jake has good technique, pretty strong, but not as strong that I've seen from him as Tyron. And you know, I think it's going to be a pretty close fight, as long as, you know, they're both able to counter each other and both able to, you know, do bob and weave and whatever else. And just if they have the cardio, which I'm pretty sure they do. They've been fighting in a similar type of fighting. Well, they're just fighting, you know. You have to last a bunch of rounds. They're used to cardio. They're used to getting hit in punches and whatnot. And it's gonna be very cool to see. And I think there's gonna be like a 75% chance of all the rounds. It might be higher, it might be lower. You never know until they start fighting. And their mindsets are probably gonna be different. And you know, it's gonna be very cool to watch. That's really all I have. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you like the gameplay as well. I'll do some other games as well. I'm downloading another game. And yeah, hopefully you have a great day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. And I shall see you in the next video. Peace. I'm out.